peaceful!
We're at Standing Rock to stop the Dakota access pipeline.
Look at you! You're protecting oil! You're protecting money!
They waged war on us.
Here we go.
This is an act of aggression.
What the fuck you got me to do?
They're macing people! They're fucking tasing them in the face! Hey! Put the gun down! I'm terrified.
This is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
As you may know, a terrible event occurred at Standing Rock last night. The police are just trying to cover this up. Media is trying to cover it up. From somebody that was actually there, I'm gonna tell you what the actual reality is. It's a very long story, with a very clear beginning and no ending. Yet. So I'll do my best to condense 11 months into 11 minutes and tell you what happened. It all starts with oil, and a fight over water and sacred land. In June of 2016, Dakota Access broke ground on a $3.78 billion oil pipeline which would extend across 4 states, totaling 1,172 miles. The pipeline would not only run above sacred burial grounds of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, but it would also cross a native river, carrying up to 470,000 gallons of oil, potentially threatening the water supply of 18 million people.
Here's what the whole big deal is about. Water's life, y'all.
The native tribes living there who depend upon the water source naturally didn't want this to happen. What the oil company did. But as word leaked out over social media, something unprecedented happened.
Yo, you see this? You see what's going on, man?
And we're gonna be here for as long as it takes.
Tear gas, mace, we need water.
Shot at, but I am still here!
It
We
makes me
are
feel
still here!
like we're on our own out here.
Hundreds of native tribes came together for the first time, as did thousands of non-natives from across the world. They all converged at Standing Rock to peacefully protest the pipeline's construction and, unknowingly, become part of the longest-running protest in modern history. This is real, and this is happening. These are 3 of their stories.
Hey guys, my name's Noah Pino. So I'm going to Standing Rock because those are my people. I'm from here, Fort Peck Reservation, Montana. I went to school here, I grew up here, and I live here, I work here, you know. I don't ever plan on leaving. I want to live here till I die. Hey, you know, I want to be here for the rest of my life. I want people to know that we're still here. No matter what history books say, no matter what the rest of the world thinks, you know, we're still here. This is all the land we have left. These reservations that we live on, this is the only land that we have left. And yet they want to destroy that. They want to destroy our water. They set this whole system up to fail us. So I'm gonna vlog it so the truth is out there and you guys can actually see what is going down there in that camp.
This is my mom.
Hi, baby. This is my son. I am from the Cheyenne River Sioux Reservation, and I was a fighter, you know, like I've been fighting my whole life. I grew up with a family that was very broken. I struggled with an alcoholic father, an alcoholic mother. I slumped down into everyday statistic where I dropped out of school when I was like 15. It takes a toll on people. I want to be that ancestor of hope. I want my descendants to look back and say, hey, my great-great-great-grandmother Tashina tried everything in her power to stop.
I'm not really a very political person. I don't have an axe to grind. I just have a camera and I'm curious. I've been trying to take photographs here in Massachusetts. My goal is to go out there and do the best I can to help with a camera, as unbiased as I can possibly be. And I believe very strongly that if we are not able and willing to look at things that are less pleasant, then what's the point in having a camera?
We made it to North Dakota. We're going in.
It's all for the cause. All for the cause.
Coming over the hill and seeing camp was mind-blowing. Holy smokes. All right, y'all. North Dakota is looking mighty fine today. What's up, brother? How you doing? Good. Thank you. Yeah. You clean me up.
Down my Okay, what does this mean now? Oh, I need to stretch.
Though the native tribes set up camp first, people from all over the world soon showed up at Standing Rock to join the fight to protect the water.
We got all set up, got some press credentials. It's kind of crazy. There's like 24-hour aerial surveillance. They have like 2 helicopters and an airplane that are circling the camp. Camp is huge and a little bit overwhelming. There's so many people here that have put in a lot of time and effort to be here, and with very little support on their behalf to do so, which is in itself a really inspiring thing.
For months, demonstrators have been organizing in order to halt construction of the pipeline. They march towards the construction zone in a non-violent protest, where bulldozers are unearthing native burial grounds.
There are at least 3 bulldozers.
And the bulldozers were coming close near the fence, and that's when I first saw the initial dog attack. I leaned down to try to pet the dog.
The dog has blood in its nose and its mouth.
And it hesitated, you know, but it didn't.
Are you telling the dogs to bite the protesters?
The dog tilted its head and then it lunged for me and grabbed onto my right breast.
Why are you letting their dog go after the protesters? It's covered in blood.
They didn't break my spirit that day. They'll never break my spirit.
Despite the dog attacks, demonstrators hold their ground and eventually manage to stop construction for the day. A small victory for the protectors, but the protests continue.
Still at the round dance. 1 a.m. Got 'em all wrapped up in my star quilt. Oh, I'm spilling my clear. Ho, 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 ho.
This is my first action that I have not gone to, and it was my son. He freaked out. He didn't want me to go. So as a mother, I respect what he wants, and so I'm here today. But please, the resistance is now.
I'm here reporting to you guys live from Sacred Stone Camp, Maniwi Choni, No Dapple. It's like 30 degrees out.
Everything is peaceful, but I would say a little bit tense given the amount of weaponry that is on the other side of the bridge there.
Construction of the pipeline resumes under the protection of local and federal authorities. There are only a few miles left before 470,000 gallons of oil will start flowing under the Missouri River every day.
I'm supporting my people, man. It ain't nobody gonna get in the way of that. Nobody.
Police and the National Guard have blocked the bridge half a mile north of Standing Rock. As temperatures drop below zero, 400 protesters push to the edge of the barricade.
Take down this barricade!
Water protectors are advancing.
This is out of control.
I'm not sure what they're bringing the Humvee in for, but it's a little worrisome.
Stay strong, brothers and sisters! Stay strong!
You guys want to have a war against our people, then so be it. But remember, we are human beings. And I will still be here. Why? This is my home. Why are you shooting chemical weapons at citizens?
That night, they were brutalized on those front lines.
You cowards!
But the protectors held their ground.
My perspective has been one of like trying to stay unbiased. Law enforcement are people with families and stories, and our idea was, to go and try to make contact. We just got no response other than a little bit of jeering.
They said, oh, he has a press pass, and then I actually could hear them say, I hope he doesn't fall in the razor wire, as I was standing right there.
And it doesn't look like police officers, it looks like a militarized war zone. It looks like something that is much, much more sinister.
It's 8 in the morning. I think this is ground zero. The front lines. These will be in the Smithsonian. All of these for sure. American Indian Museum. They have to be. This is one of the biggest movements.
And now, a major development in the long-running standoff over the Dakota Access Pipeline.
The government announced they would halt construction while they searched for another route that wouldn't cross through our water. The protectors finally had their victory.
Man, without the help of so many people, this wouldn't have happened.
But the celebrations didn't last long. President Trump ordered an expedited review of the pipeline's permit. Construction of the pipeline resumed, as did the harsh winter. People left and camp grew smaller. A few dozen fierce resistors braved the elements and stayed.
Lots of wind, lots of snow.
I'm not going anywhere right now, but I think this is something that's going to go on for a long time.
Until they too were forced to leave. On the day they were forced to leave, the few who remained burned down the last remnants of camp. Better that they do it than have authorities destroy what used to be their home.
These reservations that we live on, this is the only land that we have left. And for President Donald Trump to go and sign that executive order and get this pipeline going, all he sees is jobs, but he doesn't see our people.
He's using you!
And vlogging Standing Rock, from my perspective, really helped people to see the truth. The world was watching too, the world.
That's like the dying embers of that movement that are getting scattered into the wind. Having dealt with something that is so complex, like Standing Rock now, I just want to be able to help people in a way that is very tangible. So I've kind of turned my career around, and right now I'm in nursing school because I want to help people individually in a way that is really clear and very straightforward.
This is my home. This is our home. Quit trying to tell our people to leave when this fight isn't over.
They poison our water!
My son will look back at all of us when he is my age and hopefully can have something to be proud of.
Good morning. Say good morning.
I want to see.
Say good morning.
Good morning.
Resisting, and this fight is not over, but resisting and resisting and resisting is the only way that we're going to be able to acquire that true change.
I just can't believe that this is still happening. The world is watching, and we are very angry. So this is for you, people behind Dakota Access Pipeline, all of you. Just know that love will always win.